morning, Greg.
Good
How are
morning,
you
David.
this fine day?
I am.
We got
just
5 seconds, people.
fabulous.
5 seconds to see if the stream is streaming.
Oh, I'm sure it's streaming.
Usually it does. I missed the 0-0 mark this morning. So we will see what goes down. But anyway, I think it's going to spin up and go. I did get some emails from some people this week for progress stuff on the on an ender and stuff. I'm just kind of catching up and reading, so that did come in. But before we get too far ahead of ourselves, why don't we do the thing that we often do? You know, the thing
we should. We should.
I'm more used to this week.
I know. I know you can find the button.
I put it there. Thanks to everybody on this list.
It's great to have all of you along for the ride and all that stuff. You guys make the projects and stuff happen. Yeah, so thank you so much.
And thanks to Helge at the top, because that's part of the perks. He's at the top. Thanks for being a tree supporter. If I had sound effects, maybe that's a thing we can do next year. I'll get a soundboard set up so it goes like wah, 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 or something like that. If you want to follow us, clapping. Woo.
Clapping and cheering. Wait a minute.
Maybe he has a soundboard. He does, not maybe. Anyway, you can follow it on patreon.com if you want to check it out. There's some public posts, there's some private posts. There's even a Discord, and we're more active in the Patreon Discord than we are the other Discord. So, yeah.
That's true.
Yeah,
but
the
it's
original
still
one
there.
is still there. We do announce when stuff is in there, too. So, did you find your sounds yet?
Yeah. I did, but they didn't seem to do anything.
Everybody.
Yeah, so I don't know if they're coming through or if I have it muted or something.
Hey, there they are.
I hit it.
Is that coming through your speakers?
Oh, there we go. Wasn't loud enough.
We're really good with technology, guys. Like, really good.
This one's my new software that I got with my mic, and I'm used to.
I love it
yet. So.
Yeah.
So I put in a couple things for news, but there wasn't a ton of news.
Yeah, it's kind of slowing down a bit because, it's the most wonderful time of the year.
Yeah.
I guess, right?
Yes. Which way I guess we should talk about. We could talk about that first before we get into the news, kind of. So, I think this will be our last official scheduled live stream between now and January, just for the holiday break. Now, that doesn't mean that we aren't gonna still be doing stuff. I'm waiting for some more stuff for Hulk, so I'll do a couple more Hulk streams because I want to get this thing going as soon as possible. So I'll be doing that. And I don't know, maybe between now and then David
I got a
might
few
have
things
something too.
Going down it may happen this year or next year. But it'll be early next year if it happens. So yeah.
I was expecting to do a Hulk stream on Saturday, but my Amazon order of my wire decided not to show up.
Amazon at Christmas, you quick, right?
So right, exactly. And I don't know if it was because there was bad roads that day, but it's whatever happened. So I've got a ground wire. I ordered some the silicone coated wire because the wire they gave in the kit, I think I showed it last time, it's like super thick, and there's wires.
It's
super thick, and there's 3 strands inside, and I need like 6 total strands, and if you were to use this coated wire or strip it apart, it's useless. It's like it's too much. So I've ordered some accurate size. So I'm gonna solder up all my end stops, and I'll do that in a video. And I've drilled and tapped my bed so that I could have the thermal shut off for the AC bed installed and stuff. So I'm going to do another little video on that. So that's kind of, I got stuff coming up, but see how the Amazon orders come in.
Eventually, that's the way Amazon works this time of year. You order it, they might bill you, or they might not for a while, and such is the way.
I see we have some of our contest entry people in the chat too. So if you didn't enter, it's too late now.
I don't see Pierre yet, so
today's the day.
Wait a few moments.
We've got 3 official entries, David. So this is a tease for later in the show.
Here's this. No, not yet.
We're not announcing it yet.
We have 3 entries, I think. If you did enter and you're not Ben or Pierre or Helge, let us know.
Because we haven't seen any other entries as far.
Yay!
Ray's here.
Yeah, it's been. We've had quite the spell of weather too. Everybody's like, it's warm here, it's cold here. Yeah, here it's like it doesn't know what it wants to be, but it knows it's windy. Yeah,
it's a yo-yo.
So there are a few things that are coming out for around the Christmas time, I guess you could say, with Christmas here. It might not be Christmas everywhere, I don't know, whatever, but the holidays are coming, and there are a few things that you could try if you're looking for something new, just to kick around and give a whirl. One is the new Prusa slicer. So the new Prusa slicer is a I talk good. Release candidate.
Well, the new release candidate. It came out yesterday.
I think that's the date on it. Let's see here. 2 days ago.
It was either Friday or yesterday.
So what day it says it's Friday. And like many release candidates before the actual release, so this is release candidate 2. A lot of it is just stability fixes. They did do a little bit of improving for some of the current profiles in the Creality bucket. So if you are using like the Ender, or they even added the Ender 2 Pro. Greg.
I know, isn't that neat? That's good that they added a new one. So
anyway,
I know it's like on his fantasy wish list.
And then the other one that they did, yeah, that's a good one, is they updated the Anycubic i3 Mega. Wow. Well, but a lot of the other stuff in there is just crashing when you load a mesh, that kind of stuff. It's important to note that you can run it on any platform. I don't know which ones they develop it for most, but make sure if you're going to use it that you download the latest stuff from the bottom of the page. It's under the assets section on the GitHub. I'm going to pop the link into the chat just cuz. And then always make sure you look for the latest and greatest down at the bottom of that page there if you're going to use it. Ray, I would be interested to know if this fixed the so last weekend Ray was having that problem we talked about where if you slice stuff in Prusa, it would just stop the job mid-job and be weird. But I'd be interested to know if this release candidate did the same thing.
Well, yeah, that's assuming he was using.
I'm not sure which one he was using, but I think since this just came out, it's the newest whatever, right? So
Hey, Steven.
If you guys want to use it, yeah, just grab the right binary, and it does not overwrite your app data folders or user folders depending on what system you're in.
Yeah, until it goes full release.
Use the actual repository. Hi, Steven.
Yeah.
So we do have the other. You can check out the new Kira 12.1. It's not like absolutely new, but
it's been out since November.
12.1 was better than the original release of 12, but Kira has a past of doing that.
Yeah, well, I was using it at work. We were testing out an IDEX that we had to repair for a school, and so I was working on that and tweaking it, and then I thought, I'm going to try to get it working with Prusa Slicer, and we don't have a proper park routine, so it's
not quite all there yet. They do have the binaries and the codes for 4.13 on the GitHub, which probably means you're going to see that beta link pop up underneath the download on the main site soon.
I was tempted to see if Super Slicer has maybe a profile for an IDEX, because that would be.
It's very true. How many people are using Super Slicer in the chat? You let us know.
I know it's big in the Voron community. They've really embraced Super Slicer.
Our friend Vince uses Super Slicer as well, and he's had really good luck with it. And I'm like, maybe that's a project I will do over the break here and see what it's all about. I know it looks exactly like Prusa.
It's a clone of Prusa.
Exactly like, well, it used to look like Slick
3R. They've renamed stuff. Yeah, they've renamed stuff, so walls are named differently and stuff like that. Like I'm not sure if they've because if you go from Kira to Prusa, some of the names change. So I'm not sure if they're realigning it with the naming scheme in Kira. So we'll have to kind of maybe.
It could be an interesting one. I always like looking for slicers, not because I like Kira, I like Prusa. The only one I would put on my don't like list actually is Simplified now. But I enjoy, even Pathio is kind of fun because their slicing engine is still sort of beta. So then you can get all sorts of weirdness that you wouldn't see in let me just fix the camera, Craig. I did it.
It's okay.
Yeah, there we go. It's kind of okay. But yeah, so I mean, those things are new. Disclosure alert: the only new printer that we'll have on the bench this Christmas is Greg's Voron. Once it gets there. So,
it's getting there, and then we are working on a plan to help Ray out with some CNC parts. We have a few options that we have discovered. So we're just deciding which one will work the best for you.
And
Ray.
if you don't, so we talked about it, and then so IDEX is the project, and so we're gonna cut some framing parts for her. In steel.
Now we could use my CNC, but mine is frozen in the garage because I have an unheated garage. So the only other option would be to take it over to David's garage, possibly, and he can put me, regale me to a little tiny corner.
Yeah, you can have where the door opens. It would be warm. I was just about to sing some Frozen songs, but I'm not gonna. We'll save people.
That could be
copyright. Not if I just do
strike,
this part. Let it go. The new Formlabs Form 3 can print a Benchy in 10 hours.
That's
yeah.
crazy. Like 10 minutes would be impressive. 10 hours? Not so
Well,
much.
it is.
How big's the bench?
It's SLA.
Is that the metal one?
So.
Oh, okay. That'd be a very solid benchy.
Yeah. I want to see.
It'd probably be like nylon.
You know, I haven't looked at form. I saw a few form labs at the university, our local university here. I've been told now that they have a large lab full of Prusa slice or Prusa Mark IIIs.
Well, and our copier guy apparently does some. What does he do? It's not form labs.
I forget what he has.
It's the metal
sintering.
one.
Yeah, but I forget what it was. Flawless prints every time. That's what they say for the Form 3.
But it still won't float. Probably not, Ben, because we know how accurate the benchy is for to be shipped.
My favorite part is when you put benchy in the water and it just flips over and goes derp.
It's upside down.
Yep.
It's a benchy sub.
So with we've been waiting for Pierre. He's just not showing up. Okay,
he'll be here. Even if he's not, we'll let anyone if he or any of the other people win. If they're not here, then we'll let them know.
While we're waiting for Pierre, let's not start with his then. I'm gonna show Ben's.
Okay.
Ben sent this in. Oh goodness, he was keener. That's all I have to say. I think it was 2 or 3 weeks ago now that he sent this in. So this is Ben's Christmas print. So it's a little Christmas tree. I printed it in blue because that's what was on my printer. And then you put a tea light in the bottom. And nice. It does tea light Christmas tree things. Yeah, it printed pretty good. I like it a lot. For some reason, and I don't know if it's the printer or the model. I think it's probably the slicer actually. Most of where the tree lines are, the ridges, they're pretty. Like this one's smooth, this one's smooth, that one's smooth. This top one you could kill an intruder with.
Well, it's so not only is it
right,
festive,
like this is a home defense tool
weapon.
now. You know, like sleep with it beside your bed. And actually, Prusa did a pretty good job at hiding seams. I don't see any like direct seams. It kind of dotted it around. So as far as finishing, a quick, hit it with a quick sandpaper, get rid of the lumps, and then you could either clear coat it, paint it, or like Ben said, after I printed it, I'm like, transparent would look cool. And yeah, I agree, transparent would look cool. But look, it's a giant finger now. Okay, Greg, why don't you show Helge's?
So I want to preface this with I printed it, and then I think I removed stuff that I shouldn't have removed. So I'm going to just open up the Thingiverse link. Wait for it. And then I'll share my screen. Sure.
Okay, that's
okay.
There.
I'm sharing my screen.
I don't see. Is that Thingiverse? Okay, yeah, it is. Sorry, I had it on Ben's for a second there. There.
Okay, so this is what it's a snowman ambient light and you can see it printed with these little gaps here, but for some reason I must have been wanting to remove supports or something, because I think I put some supports underneath when I printed it, and then I was like, oh, these must be supports. So on here, you can see there's little slits in here, and if you printed it in transparent, it would glow through. Well, if you switch back to my camera, I kind of removed the center support, so it's a little bit different than he, I think, intended, but you can see the tea light in there, and it glows. So if you don't do transparent, you can remove the inner support pieces just by separating them, and you've got, so it can be used two ways.
It looks good.
So,
yeah.
So it does, and it's a little snowman. You just put the tea light in the bottom. And
I'm sorry, Ben. I don't have tea lights like Fancy Greg does. So
I could have brought you one because I had to hunt all over the place to find LED tea lights.
Stacey, do we have LED tea lights? You'd be like, yeah, of course. They're all in my crafting stuff. I bet you.
Right.
So, two.
So that's entry number 2.
So let me show you. So this one is still Ben. So this is what the model looks like for Ben. But and this is entry number 3. It's a Merry Xmas 3D. Well, it doesn't say Merry, but I'm sure it's supposed to be Merry Xmas 3D. And it looks like it's a tree ornament. So not even looks like it is a tree ornament. It's supposed to be like a like an old school ball thing, which is good. So, and yeah, no problems printing it. And he did make the lettering big enough so that even though it was printed flat, the letters came out good because he made them large enough for the actual printer to be able to squish.
You could do an M600 with that and switch colors and get it even a little fancier too.
You could indeed. There is a little ridge in it. You could see that in the screenshot, but around the edge there, like you can see there's just a little ridge. So you could actually print a base color and then change it, which would be sweet. There's a nice solid hole for string and hook with a good.
Is it tapered on that hole or is it squared off?
No, it's just a hole punched through. There's no tapering or chamfering. So
okay.
But when you look at it, he did leave enough room at the top between the hole and the on the top of the print there, so that if you do hang it and then it gets pulled, it's not going to break through the PLA there at the top, which a lot of guys forget about. They usually leave 2 little extrusion lines.
That's true.
And then that's it. Not on an Ender 5 Plus M600 won't work. It is true. You have to update the firmware.
Yeah.
Lots of Creality printers, and Greg found that.
Yeah. If you use the stock firmware on Creality, it does not put an M600 in. So, which is frustrating when you've added custom firmware to all your printers and you're so used to that.
Right.
And then you go to do it and it's like, so then you pause and quickly change the filament yourself.
Yep. It's like, hey. So with the M600 thing, that's more of a reason now than safety usually to update your firmware around feature sets now, because the safety, the thermal runaway stuff works for the chamber, the bed, and the hot end now, and it's pretty mature and in the code. But feature sets is
and then you can do stuff like this.
So Ben's saying M25 works on stock Ender 5s, which would be sweet.
I've never used M25.
What? M25 is pause. It's not advanced pause, but it's pause.
But does pause it right where it is?
Well, it used to. I don't know if they updated it, because advanced pause is the one that does the parking and the I mean, M25 would work too, as long as you because it does pause and save the location of the print head, but it won't back the filament out and get ready for changing. So you do have more of a I guess we'll use the word risk. There's more of a risk to your print job being disturbed.
Well, and because when I did the change, there was a little bit of bloop because it just stopped on the print, and then I had to pull and change the filament,
Yeah.
and then start it, and so there was luckily it had to go multiple layers up so that the little blip was hidden in more an infill than anything else. So I lucked out. So
lucky.
That's why I like the M600, because it will pause, purge the filament. So like if you're doing a color change and you were going from a dark color to a light color, you can purge a couple times to get all of the old color out before you restart your print, and then it goes back to the regular spot, which is nice. So I think we've done a M600 video before too, I believe.
Oh yeah. I'm wondering if an IDEX would work better. I love Ray's dig. Yes, Ray, an IDEX would work better.
Yeah, if you can get it to park.
Yes. Yeah, we so like I printed some stuff for it, but Greg's been working on a Forum Bots T-Rex 3.
Yes.
IDEX, and it's almost there.
Yeah, I got a poker chip mostly working, but I wasn't fully happy with the alignment, and so I was just playing with that, and then then I almost had the alignment right, and then I thought I'd switch slicers, and that was not a good idea.
Yeah, an IDEX would absolutely work better. The filament change at height in Kira works good, and it does.
Yes.
I do think that the filament change at height, so basically it's a script in Kira.
Yeah.
I can't open it right now to see, so if I did,
I've done that before, where you add in the scripts.
I think it does use M25 as well. It doesn't, because you can change the Kira script to actually insert the M600. So Kira does it through multiple processes, where the M600 is just the one, and then it works. You could print it in the palette too, Greg.
It's true.
You're trying to print like a dual color, like ear saver thing. That was all the rage, and you get like a 4-pound.
Well, it depends. That has a pretty big build plate. So if you have one purge tower, right, and then you have 20 coins, you're still only going to have the one purge tower.
Well, technically, so there's a couple ways to handle like ooze on the IDEX, right? One is do a purge tower on the extruders before you start. The other one is what this machine has too, and it has the white buckets. So technically, it doesn't need to purge. It'll just wipe, and then it'll send the hot end out to start printing, and it works. But for some reason, those particular ones, they look beat to nobody's business on that poor machine. So probably
and it doesn't have a lot of hours of printing on it. I think it's just
it needs some love.
Too many high school kids touched it.
No. No, say it ain't so.
But it's almost ready to go.
It is. That's true.
Returned hopefully before Christmas or early January to them.
Yes.
Ray sent me all the parts that I needed.
Ray's the man.
Installed them. So yeah.
So like, I have been asked a few times this last 4 weeks especially. Why don't you have a new Marlin video out? Well, the answer is simple, friends. Everybody's about to get printers, so there's a new Marlin video coming out, and there's also going to be a new Clipper video coming out right at Christmas.
Well, and I can guarantee you, since I put updated Marlin on my one printer, that they're going to release the new one like this week. Because every time I just get one tweaked and ready to go with the newer Marlin, they release another one.
This is true. But I mean, we're on. So like, back in the day, let's call back in the day like 2 years ago, almost maybe like year and a half. Like we were all pumped about Marlin 2.09, right? Because it went 7 and it went 8, and it went fast between the two. Like it was a 8-month period, and then boom. But we've been on Marlin 2.0.9.
9.2, is that right? 9.2?
0.9.2, yeah. for a while, and that's not a bad thing by any means. It
And
just means we're getting
it's
stable.
mainly stability stuff they're working on, and with the chip shortage, I think it's been a bit of a blessing to Marlin.
Right? They can actually catch up and like do feature sets.
There hasn't been like 600 boards released in like a month, and that so the support changes have been smaller. There's just been a handful of boards. So.
Yeah, and I mean they're still doing it. They're doing their thing, which is great. There's still like comments and active work on the GitHub, which is great. They do good things. It's just this one's an interesting one because they're so 2.0.9.2 came out October 3rd. I just wanted to double check that. So
yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, but hey, that's why. So the videos for compiling and getting VS Code up and that kind of stuff, we're going to do another one, and we're going to include some security preamble when you're using Python and VS Code on your computer, just to help protect you a bit when you install it. I have 4 Pis, but I'm only printing from SD. They're adding BTT SKR Mini E3 V3s. Oh, so
yes, I saw the V3 was out, and then they have the Pi one.
Yeah, the we talked about that one though, the Pico. Yeah. The Ender 3, we talked about it actually a few weeks ago too, like because that's the one that had that massive heatsink, which was amazing. I haven't updated mine in about a year. I'm not sure what I'm missing out on. My printer works fine. That's exactly it.
If your printer works fine, don't change it.
Yeah.
I am only recompiling on the one printer because I have installed a new direct drive extruder on mine, and that'll be coming out in a video. And I'm tweaking and whatnot, so I'm recompiling so that I can get, because I lost 5 millimeters of build space because it pushed the head out further from where its factory position was. So I've got to reconfigure the dimensions in Marlin to make sure that everything prints on the bed.
Yeah, I would lose sleep. I would lose sleep. I couldn't do that. I did that. I lost like 2 millimeters on an Ender, and I'm like, the world is over. The apocalypse is nigh.
This is a CR10, and I went from 310 to
like 305
to 295.
Oh, so you lost a whole.
Well, but it was technically 300 by 300, right? So I actually lost 5.
Dominic, it's like firmware. If it works, you don't need to play with it, especially if you have the safety features.
You have and you have the features you want to use.
It's true.
Like if you wanted M600, okay, then there's a reason to upgrade.
Yeah.
If you don't care about that, and M25.
Yeah, M25. Yeah, and
then
or walk up to the screen and hit pause.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing is when you get a printer, use it stock. Get used to it and whatnot. Just because there's a zillion upgrades to do doesn't mean you have to do them. Do I enjoy doing them?
Yeah.
Yes. But it doesn't mean you have to, because out of the box it should print fine.
Yeah. Well, and so when you're like, I'm going to be updating firmware on mine because I've got a like a new probe to put on, and I've got, like when you change stuff, you might as well go to the new one. We upgrade a lot, or more than your average person, just because we're always like checking it and doing stuff. But Greg, you got amen on 3D printing church.
Well, that's a high praise.
Wait, I'm gonna do this. Preach, brother, preach. Oh, I love it. Oh, there it is. He's got the soundboard. This is so great. I'm jealous of your soundboard, by the way. Of all the gear on my desk, a soundboard is not one of them. Mixers and interfaces, mics galore, but no soundboard.
That's right.
So with regards to the firmware, like like I said, we're going to be doing Marlin, we're going to be doing Clipper, and the reason we're doing Clipper is twofold. One, Greg is going to use Clipper, and then two is I want Clipper on my Core XY. I want it, so I'm going to do it. Ray says I have a CR10S with the stock board, and it has around 6,000 hours on it, and it will never. I will never change the board until it dies. That thing just keeps printing. So my I gotta hold on. I wrote it down. So my very first printer was a CR10S, and that printer ran roughly 8 hours, 9 hours a day, 365 days a year. If not more.
You printed a lot of printing on that.
The stock board burnt out at 15,000 hours. And it didn't burn out completely. Just the
wasn't
extruder.
It one stepper?
Yeah. So what I'm thinking is I'll take that board still, and then use that board for my laser project, and then because it's still a fine board.
And yeah, you need less. You just need a servo.
2 servos and the fan. That's it. And it doesn't.
2 steppers, and then a servo. I guess it's not even a servo. You just need 2 steppers and
2 steppers
and a fan. PWM.
Yep. So like it would be really easy. I just need a platform. I could use.
I've got lots of extrusion. We can make one.
Yeah, right. Like it would benefit 3D Make It, because then we could burn things with lasers. Lasers.
Pew 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 pew.
Lasers. Can we put sharks and then put sharks with freaking laser beams on their head?
We need to burn a shark with a laser.
With a laser. I like it. I like it a lot. Well, I don't know. I don't see Pierre yet, but you know what? I don't see Helge either. So I say we do it, and then we can just let people know who won.
Sure. I've got the randomizer up.
So we're gonna do this way. We're gonna do a randomizer, because we turns out we like all your entries. So
yeah. So all you had to do is get an entry in.
Yep.
And then you would have been put in the draw. So because we only have 3,
there's the graph. If you missed this one, that's okay. We will be doing another one.
Yeah, I'm not sure when yet.
No, but we will. Yeah.
So in chat, give me a number between 1 and 10, please, and then I will click the spinner that many times. I'm waiting patiently.
I put a number.
I want between 1 and 10, please.
Does it have to be a real number?
Yes.
Well, Raymond just put 10. Oh, Stig says
Okay.
6.
6? Okay, it's going to be 6.
Okay,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see. And
I like how it's going slow over a giant thing. Yay!
You
did it.
Won. And what are the prizes, David, that Hill just won?
I don't have the logo. Sorry. Do you have the logo?
I could just bring up the...
Hold on. I'm just going to bring up the webpage, and then I'll switch
Yeah,
to
just
it.
bring up the web.
So we are very grateful to our friends in Calgary, Ray and Derek. Derek was kind enough to sponsor today's contest with a couple of gift cards. So I just got to bring up the thing. There, I did it. Okay. So Helge, you have won a gift card from Spool 3D for... it was $50, right?
Yes.
Yeah, for $50. They ship worldwide. And congratulations. You can go grab some nice stuff from Spool 3D. I forget they have a tagline, but let's just say this. Spool 3D, awesome people, support them. See? So
yes.
Let's go back to the spinning wheel of spinning.
All right. So now we're down to 2 possible winners. So it's you get a 50-50 chance, Ben. Get a 50-50 chance.
And Pierre, 50-50.
And Pierre.
Ben and
Ready?
Pierre. Ready? Here it comes.
I need another number.
I got this.
Between 1 and 10.
76.
Oh, must just be a single number.
It is a single number.
1 and 10, David.
Do 7. Ben said 7, so do 7.
Okay. I'll do 7.
Okay.
Ready?
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Here it goes. Oh wow, this one's close. Hey,
there you go,
congratulations, Ben. Oh, now he changed his mind. 5, so we better rewind.
Oh well, too late.
Thank you. Thank you for choosing numbers. And well, it is like 5 seconds behind, but congratulations, Helge and Ben. And thank you for everybody who entered. Your entries brought joy to my life. I loved all of them, actually. I think they were all great in their own way. So thank you.
Official results.
Yeah. Look at that. It's in the side where you can't read it because it's super small, but that's okay.
All right.
So, guys, if you won, I think, Ben, I have your email, but Helge, I don't know if I have yours.
I believe I have Helge's. So what we'll do is we are going to send those to Derek
with your permission
at Spool 3D, and then what he will do is he will reach out to you and confirm that is your proper email address.
Yes.
And then he will send you a virtual gift card that you can use on their site, and then they ship anywhere in the world, I do believe, right, Ray? Ray can confirm that.
Ray can confirm, and he will confirm. I'm sure.
I think you guys will be able to spend your gift card there, and they'll ship it off, and away you go. And I'm sure you'll probably find some other goodies to add. Christmas bucket list.
Yeah. And I mean, I've said it before, and we are not sponsored in general, but they did sponsor this contest. But like, Spool makes great filament. So if you even want to get some filament, like you can't go wrong with that choice. It's up there with like the Polymaker and all those other brands.
And they've got all the parts that you normally would see everywhere else. They've got the Voron kits now.
They do.
And I noticed they had some of the Fadus. Is it Fadus?
Yeah, they do. They have the Fadus
hot ends now. And then they've got standard E3D hot ends. They've got
everything.
They've got everything.
Nozzles. So, Ray, what's your favorite thing that you have there?
Or what's the coolest new thing you have there?
Right?
How's that?
What kind of toys?
Sometimes, sometimes the website doesn't sort the new stuff as nicely as I would like when I go there.
The oh man, what was I just thinking about? I had a really good one that they have, but then I forget. Man. Wow, my brain just emptied of all conscious thought. Just went, oh, you want to say something? Okay, flush.
But well, he's saying they've got lots of Voron parts, and they've got the Dragon hot end and whatnot too, which is very popular for the Vorons, and they got a number of the other Fata stuff. I don't know, Ray, do you know when the new E3D hot end is coming out?
Well, I thought they already had it.
Because I don't know if they have that yet, because that's one I'm really interested in.
You need more control boards, actually.
No, I don't. Good right now.
If you guys don't know, Greg has a bit of a problem.
I do.
He has to go to Control Board Anonymous.
Yes.
What was it?
The Revo, but I don't know if it's officially out yet.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was official, or I think it is. I think you pre-order it.
I think some of it's been delayed with the passing of Sanjay. So he was doing a lot of marketing just before he passed. So yeah. So I'm not sure where their release schedule is on that. So
Ooh, Spool 3Ds carries the quietest fan ever for like the 40s. Like,
oh
you
yeah,
can't
that's
even
right.
hear it. So
Pick that up.
if you want quiet stuff, yeah, that's quiet. It looks like they have quite a few Big Trees tech in stock. I know they don't have like Ender 3s anymore because I was looking to buy more, but they're out.
Yeah.
But that's okay. So guys, spin on over if you won. Even if you didn't win, spin on over to Spool 3D and check out their stuff. It's good stuff.
Yeah, they were very generous with their donation of the
and we are
of the Orion.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's what it was, Greg. I think so. They also carry LDO stuff at Spool. So if you wanted to try an orbiter and stuff like that, yes, the Orion fan. And that thing, I remember when I bought it, like Ray just said, "Hey, you need this fan. It's quiet." I'm like, okay. Yeah. Greg has an orbiter too.
Which I've decided which printer it's going on.
Nice. Is it the CR10 so that you can take the other one
my
off?
CR10. My CR10 has a direct drive on it. So, and that's what I'm tweaking. That's the one I got the new firmware on. So
it's going
that
on the
will
Legend,
be
isn't it?
No, I believe it's going on the Ender.
Did the Legend die in a dumpster fire yet?
No, but it will rise from the ashes, and I think I'm going to rename it into a Phoenix. Yeah, right?
I like it. But it better work
because it'll be
otherwise...
the IDEX will be called the Phoenix. What do you think?
Well, yeah, right. I like it. It's just if it becomes problematic, you can never get rid of it. It will always come back to haunt you now. Every time.
Yeah, back to life every time.
Hello, local maker. Welcome. I might have to pick up an Orion. The fan on my printer sounds like a diesel engine. Gary, you will not like the Orion's. It's great, and it's 24 volt. So if you're running a 24 volt printer, you don't have to worry about buck converters and stuff like that. It's a great fan.
Yeah, and it's kind of a pain in the butt when you have to add in a buck converter just for one fan. But you can get some pretty small buck converters now. But
you can still. Yeah, and the the Noctua is great on a 12. There's a lot of hate out there for the Noctua fan as a hot end cooling fan. It doesn't have enough CFM, and well, you know what? I've never ever had a problem with any of my Noctua fans. And
that's true.
They number in 3. So it's one of them things. But yes, thank you, Spool 3D, for sponsoring, and thank you for everybody for participating in the great Christmas. What do we call it? Great holiday build.
Holiday design off. Yeah, the Great Holiday Design Off is the official title. Oops.
Ben says he's going to put a Fadus Dragon on his Ender 5, which actually that should be pretty sweet, actually.
So you saw how easy it was to win this contest. So the next contest, guys, don't be shy. Enter.
Right?
Like you too could have had a lovely prize.
Local maker has he says he has a Hermera on his CR10 V2, and then he threw on the Easy ABL, and that would be that's a killer combo right there.
I have the Hermera on my Chiron, and it works really well too. And then I've just put the LGX on my CR10 V2. And that's the one I'm tweaking because I lost a little bit of build volume just because it's a little further out than the stock hot end. But it's not too bad.
No. Thank you, Ray, for reminding us again, because we never say it. Like, share, subscribe.
Yeah. If you haven't subscribed.
We're terrible
then
at that.
Get notified when we have a contest or
new videos or more live
videos
streams.
or So
I put the thing on the screen too. So thank you to all the Patreon supporters out there. Helge at the top of the tree supports, but everybody on that list is amazing. You can follow the action at patreon.com/3D make it. We do post things that aren't like behind the subscriptions either, so like there is public stuff that goes up there.
Yeah, especially if there's a contest or something, we'll put it publicly there. And we also have our community feed on YouTube.
Yeah.
So we'll post stuff there.
Yep.
And
we have Facebook, which we're terrible at checking because I don't even have the app on my phone right now because it angered me.
But yeah, if you are a Patreon, you do also get access to Discord where you can have direct conversations with us.
Yep.
So,
and I know like I'm in there. Obviously, I'm in there. Greg's in there. We have
Ray's in there a lot too.
Lots
and
of
Dominic,
on.
Has Dominic been in there? I think he is.
Yeah, he's in. And then I've seen like Pierre bounces in and out, and like
Helge
there's lots of people in there. I can't remember them all. Ben says, "Ready, Greg? Ready? Anything works better than the Chiron stock hot end."
You're not wrong. That the V5. I think I got one here somewhere. Yeah,
that's such a weird choice. They did the same thing with the Predator, and the Predator is okay, and like it works. But like, why a V5? Like when they made that printer, the V6 had been out for a long time.
Well, and not only that, it was a really bad cloned V5.
Yeah,
because that's the stock hot end on pretty much every any cubic. I don't know if the new ones are any better.
No, I don't know. And Raymond's going to be doing his IDEX project, which because he's got like everything almost now, if not everything.
Yeah, he's got lots of pictures in here of he's got some of the pieces that he's 3D printed. Now, Ray, are you doing that in PTG? I can't speak today. Or are you going to do ABS for that piece? I know the other piece you want us to do in metal, but just curious on that one.
While we're waiting for Ray to type, because that's how it works, Dominic says, I still use the Ender 5 stock hot end. And honestly, like the Ender, it gets a lot of flack, that Creality hot end on the Ender and the CR10. Like, I didn't mind them. You just got to push it through and then like make sure that your Bowden tube's set really good at the bottom. The only time mine broke was when I ran that metal filament through and destroyed it.
That copper stuff. Yeah.
It was like, I'm not having any of this. ABS mostly, Greg, is Ray's answer.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And like really too, ABS, it can print it. The print quality on the ABS stuff is really, really good compared to PLA. And if you have like even an unheated garage, if you turn the printer on and then run the heat bed for a while, like in that foam that I have.
Yeah, and just kind of preheat the chamber kind of thing.
You could definitely, I forget the R value. I think it was 7. But like it's insulating foam, so it does what it does and it's great. But nothing wrong with stock hot end on the Ender. No, there really isn't. Like there was a period of time when everybody's like, let's fix this. We're going to print this goofy coupler that's going to make it break faster. And the only thing that gives away on those hot ends sometimes is that pneumatic fitting.
That and then sometimes if you're trying to print too hot, too much, you'll kind of melt the PTFE, and then you'll have to replace that.
Deform it, but that's any non-metal, all metal heat break will suffer that problem. The PTFE is just not designed to print more than different brands say different things, but I would say 230 and then it'll start burning. Petchy doesn't seem to have a good finish quality as PLA. So you are kind of right. I don't disagree with that.
It's kind of stringy.
Yeah, and it doesn't. PLA almost flows. That's the word I want to use when you're printing. So like it can,
it's a little more runny.
yeah, it can kind of fill in, and then the cooling process actually helps hide layer lines. ABS the polycrystalline structure of PLA. Check that word out. I did it. Polycrystalline. When you print it is more continuous, whereas PETG is more scattered. So like when you print ABS, even it's amorphous plastic, which means it's actually never a solid. so like even though it is solid, like they consider the plastic, and that's ABS, right, Greg?
Yeah, and the layer, it's really hard to see on this camera, but
No, other way, towards your mic. There you go.
the layer lines are just so smooth. Like they're there, but it's like silky smooth. Like I gotta say, I'm going to enjoy my Voron once I can print some ABS.
So Maker just posted into chat there that Tough Tube is rated to 275. It's made from virgin PTFE.
Oh, nice.
So like if you make it from virgin PTFE, are there additives with no regrind with high temperature additives? Okay, I was gonna say there better be the word additive in there, because by default that Tough Tube, like if it was just PTFE, it couldn't do it. Inner diameter of 1.9, an outer, yeah, so it actually looks pretty good. I just wanted to check it out. I haven't actually used it yet, but I would be leery of printing the full 275 on it. I mean, I don't okay.
Ray has a challenge.
I like it. Can I bring a lighter?
But yeah, I want to take a look at these prints.
I do too. So like in general, if you haven't, so we're in the situation where I have a printer that prints mostly PETG, mostly ABS, mostly PLA, and then two that print whatever I put on it at the time, flexible and stuff, right? You can tune your printer well enough. Like I printed a batch of parts for building a Prusa in purple PETG, and yeah, you'd be hard pressed to tell that most of them are PETG. But the thing with PETG and nylons, any glycol kind of filament, or even PETT, they will rapidly absorb moisture, which can radically change your print finish even during a print. Now PETG is slower. Like you could put a roll on, and if you're printing an 8-hour job, it's probably fine. If you're doing a week and a half, you might start noticing a difference as the progress goes. But yeah, that Tough Tube stuff, it does look okay. But Teflon, I wonder what I'm gonna Google something. Teflon, and I want to know VOC, because Teflon in itself, even with additives, is off-gassing. I just don't remember what the actual temperature is. At one point I did know. Teflon temperatures. Teflon begins to deteriorate. Yeah, so in the form that it's in on the printer, it says between like 190 and 230. So it's quite possible that stuff's like good at 275. I believe the marketing. Would I want to test it in a room? No. I'll be far away. No. It'll be ventilated.
But one benefit of living in a cold climate like Canada is
no humidity.
It's very dry.
Yeah, like I checked last night and it was 7%.
Yeah, so we're fortunate that besides a rainy spring or whatever, just because you have snow, it's frozen.
Yeah.
The water's frozen, so it's actually quite dry.
Yeah.
Right.
It can't go anywhere when it's frozen.
Yeah.
Just
So it's and then you have to add humidity to your house just to get it at like 30 or 40%, if that. So
yeah, Stig says I don't push past 240. That's probably like 240 is into the XS tubing, or even this other one that Maker mentioned. Now that I shut it, Tough Teflon
tube.
Tough Tube.
Yeah.
Yeah, and one of the keys with PETG and local Maker just said it too, is PETG, it likes slow and it likes low cooling. It's kind of like ABS that way, where if you can print it, like if you're not in a rush for it, print it slow your cooling down, you will get a good finish on it.
You do get wispy little kind of extra stuff around your hot end and your silicone sock and whatnot from it. It's kind of odd.
I like Dominic's comment there. If the canary falls off a perch, leave the room.
Try to leave the room.
Yeah, see if you can get up. I mean, Teflon is toxic to animals that have small capillaries in their lungs is the problem. It can, the smaller the worse. So wow, Greg, it is now 11 o'clock. Wow, time flew.
The time has flown by. Well, thanks everyone for coming, and thanks and congratulations to our two winners, Helge and Ben. And we'll make sure we get that information off to Derek right away. That way he can send you out your prize.
Yes, and you can peruse. But as Greg mentioned before too, we don't have any more scheduled Sunday streams for the rest of this year, and I probably won't be back till the second week in January.
Let me just look at the calendar here.
The 9th is So
the 9th will be our first official stream back.
Yep.
But that doesn't mean we won't have content in between.
Yeah.
I will be doing some more Voron build stuff. It's
not a blackout. It's just no schedules.
Yeah.
So
because we want to enjoy some family gatherings and whatnot.
It's very true. Well, you guys have all been awesome. Until we meet again next year, you guys all take care and have a good break, holiday, whatever it is.
Happy holidays, everyone.
See you later.